Hola, Wine and Chisme familia. We've got some exciting news to share. The Wine and Chisme now has a voicemail line. That's right, you can literally call us, leave your thoughts, questions, or even suggest topics you want us to dive into on future episodes. Whether you want to share how an episode resonated with you, or ask about previous wines we've featured, or even tell us about your own chisme, we want to hear your voice. Porque este podcast has always been about connection, and now we can make that connection even more real. So grab your phone and call us at 858-304-0266. Leave us a message, tell us your name, where you're calling from, and whatever's on your heart. Who knows, your voice might be featured on an upcoming episode. Because at the end of the day, Wine and Chisme is about all of us coming together, sharing our stories, and celebrating our community. Now, be a part of the podcast in a whole new way. Again, that number is 858-304-0266. We want to hear from you.
Okay, so let's start with this. Well, welcome to Cramoisi, Jessica and Molly. Yes, welcome. This is Cramoisi. We are in the Dundee Hills ABA, right? We are Cramoisi. Cramoisi is French for crimson o carmesí en español. Ajá. Carmesí es la flor de carmesí que nosotros plantamos aquí todos los años. Lo tenemos que plantar, es como un cover crop, es un pasto, ajá, que nos ayuda a darle nitrógeno a la tierra y nos ayuda también a atraer los insectos que son buenos como predadores, que son buenos que se comen los malos que no queremos, ¿ok? Como abejas, las abejas de miel, los abejorros, las catarinas, las mariposas, odos que son muy buenos para lo que
They
es.
even get into them?
Ajá.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a crimson clover, but also we have other cover crops. So tenemos cover crops como es el wheat, peas, veg, crimson clover, the red clover, white clover. So if you can see, we just mowed yesterday. So if you can see the grass on the rows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the cover crops. So we just mow, we don't till anymore. Ya no quitamos todo el pasto. Si tú puedes ver enfrente, no
So how
tienen
does that
pasto.
help in regards to like the moisture getting like
No, it's
to
actually
the
kind of
vines?
like it kind of like filters water too, so
Uh-huh.
it helps to go down on the roots, so kind of filters water.
Because it's good for like to have some dryness in the roots because you want them to continue to go down, right?
Right,
Into
right,
the soil.
yeah, but also it's important because we want to avoid erosion,
Mhm.
right? So if we don't have the grasses, if we don't have the cover crops, and it rains, Oregon rains a lot,
Yeah.
all the soil will
just
go down
Flows.
there.
Oh,
So
yeah, that makes sense.
So also that, and we don't till because we wanna kind of honor and kind of like protect all the life that is growing on the ground. Like if you take like it's like when you pull your hair, like when you take everything, right? It's kind of like you messed up with everything that is growing there, all the nice soil, the nice fungus, the biomass that is growing there, all those good things that are growing under all that cover crop on the grasses, and all of that is good for the vines, for the healthier of the vines, right? So
I love that you guys like. I know. Do you ever? Is everything from your vines? You ever buy? Are you ever buying grapes from
No.
anywhere else? Everything's from
We're
your
state,
vines.
yeah, we're state. Or well, we bought 2 tons of Syrah grapes 2 years ago to make port and to make a little bit of Syrah. But I'll tell you why we did that. So anyway, let's start with the tasting. I just wanted to tell you what the Cramoisi means. And also
It
very
smells so
important, I
fresh. It
wanted
smells
to
really green.
it's so refreshing. It's so sorry, I have allergies, so I might go inside and try to yeah, I don't go outside too much, but at this time it's been really bad, the allergies. So
I love rosé.
This
Yeah.
is so good.
This
This,
is
is so
summertime.
such. Yeah, I was about to say this is a perfect
Yeah.
summer wine, Sophia.
Oh yes, yeah. So I always tell people, of course it's great for summer, but you can drink it anytime,
Yeah.
any season, just different temperatures.
Yeah.
So in the summer you want it really cold because when you go to the patio, it's gonna warm up. You don't drink it fast, right? So you want it super cold. You go to the patio, you enjoy a little by little, and it warms up a little bit to open all those notes that we want to offer, right? That we want to express. So we normally want to express in our wines, all the wines, our soils, so our place, our terroir that we said, right? and obviously the notes of the grape, right?
This is
So
very grassy. I love it.
that is really nice. That's very like
It's really
you
clean.
can
Yeah, it's very
smell
clean.
the minerality. You cannot taste
Yeah.
it, but you can smell the minerality. But
Come
also
over
the
here.
oh no, no, so that
Enjoy.
way I can see you. Otherwise I don't. Yeah. So oh, you want me to sit there because of the camera?
Yeah, because of the
Okay.
camera.
Yeah. Okay.
That way we can see everybody can see your beautiful face.
Oh my. Yeah. I have allergies, so.
You can tell.
So so anyway, yeah. So this is beautiful. It's in 2017, o en el 2017, dejé de trabajar para el business corporate or corporate business, and I started doing this 100%. So I was in tech for about 19 years. I
Was
worked
that
for
what
different.
brought you to Oregon?
So no, it brought me to California. So I was living in the Silicon Valley, Sunnyvale. I was a consultant for a company that was in Redwood City, California. It's Informatica. So I was one of the partners of them, and then they invited me to go there, and I was pursuing this opportunity to help in the marketing and sales for Latin America countries. So I was promoting the products there with my company in Mexico, and then after some time they hired me 100%. So I just moved from Mexico to California. I met Ryan right away. The first day I met Ryan, and then after 6 months we started dating, and we got married very quickly, like after a year and 8 months. And Ryan is from Eugene, Oregon. We don't come from families that have vineyards uh, or their wine growers or anything like that. This is something that we wanted to develop ourselves. We wanted to create it. We wanted to create our own story. So we were very kind of, especially Ryan. He always wanted to be a farmer, so he expressed his desire to have an oyster farm. That I love oysters
I
and
love
sparkling.
oysters too.
And we live in San Francisco. So after when we got married, we moved to San Francisco. He was living already in San Francisco, and we love oysters and we love wine, and especially sparkling with oysters is my favorite. And So we were just kind of dreaming about like maybe one day, maybe we can afford to have a piece of land and maybe grow some grapes. But we were just like younger, no money,
Like dreaming.
dreaming, just
But
throwing
it all starts with a
ideas.
dream,
Yeah,
Sophia.
also starts with an idea, with dreaming, with a commitment, right? It's like I always use the analogies of having this and raising my kids. Like it's just something that is just so beautiful, but it's a lot of work, but it's just beautiful. I love it. So we were, yeah, we were just throwing ideas. Well, maybe it would be nice to do this. Maybe it would be nice to do that, but we didn't have money. So we had good day jobs, right? And we start traveling together to different wine regions, um, and and then we learned more about wine. Ryan knew a lot about this region because he's from here. I didn't know anything about this region. When I met Ryan, he brought me to the Willamette Valley, and I was like, "Oh, these wines are so good." Because I grew up in Mexico, so in Mexico, the ones that we grow, they're like bigger reds, right?
Yeah.
So the Cabernets, the Tempranillos, the white Sauvignon Blanc. Then you taste the Petit Verdots and the influence from Chile, Argentina, Spain, all those wines that we get in Mexico. So I grew up with, I wasn't drinking that much wine. I learned a lot about wine when I was 17 because I worked for the industry. I worked in a really nice restaurant in Cancun, and I was a hostess, and then I was a waitress, and I learned about, it was a very fancy restaurant. So I learned a lot about food and wines. So that was kind of my experience, a little bit of experience. Then after high school, I did that, and then I went back to college, and I did my career in Mexico, and then I went to tech, and then I met Ryan, and I'm here, right? And then so this is something that we both kind of put our hearts and our intention. And in 2011, 2009, just to go back a little bit, 2009, we were very committed with that idea. So we started looking for a place just to see how much it was,
Yeah.
just to see how much we needed, right? I mean, if you don't know, if you want to buy a car and you don't know how much a car is, then you're never gonna buy it. So we start with that, and we hired a realtor here in Oregon. By then, we moved to Canada. So work took us to Canada.
Oh,
So I live in
wow.
Canada for 5 years. I live 1 year in Toronto and 4 years in Vancouver, BC. We purchased our first home there. And then 2019 was like, well, let's just see how much it costs. You know, it was a recession here at that time. So prices were better, right? So we were looking, and it took us like maybe 2 years to find this beautiful land. This one, actually, we were looking in the Dundee Hills because we thought it wouldn't be accessible for us. It was more expensive. I mean, this is the pioneer region. The Dundee Hills is where the very first grapes were established here.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, look at this
Yeah.
freaking view.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
this is where Dickie Rat, it was my neighbor. He sold his vineyard to Silver Oak from California.
Yeah.
So you can go to their beautiful
Yeah, I've
tasting
been there
room.
and
It's
and
so
not bad and
beautiful.
everything else is so
And the
good.
wines, you can buy the wines from California. I mean, you from California, so
Yeah.
you can buy them there. But you can go here, you can buy the ones from Oregon and from California. So they bought the vineyard from Dickie Rat. Dickie Rat, he was my winemaker mentor. I make wine with him. He taught me how to make wine in his garage and in my garage. So that was in 2017. I quit my job in the industry, in the corporate business, and I started doing this. And I asked Dickie Rat if I could make wine with him, and he said, "Of course, yeah, you can." Dickie
Wow.
Rat, one of the pioneers.
Wow.
Then you see here the Webers in front of us. Then you have the Canotsens, you have Cameron, you have, I mean, they came a little bit later, but you have this Vineyard Furioso used to belong to another family that started also in the 70s. And then you have the Winderleys, also used to belong to another family. You know, they also started earlier. And then you have the Canotsens 50 years ago. Then you have, um, what else in the Marsh? Marsh, they're beautiful. You have time to go. I don't know, you stay in the weekend, but I go to the tasting room. It's just very pretty, and the wines are amazing. Um, and then like other families here, right? So this is the pioneer. This is where the Pinot Noir started. So when I said that, and I was reading books when we were looking for a place, I read the story of Dickie Rath. I read the story of the Webers. I read the story of, David Lett. That he was also part of the beginnings, right? And they became my friends, and I started learning winemaking with them. So to me, it's like I had to pinch myself because I read in the book like their stories, and then Dickie
Now
Rath
you're
was my
part of
friend.
it.
Yeah, my friend, and they became my friends. They became my, you know, having dinners with them at their home, and it's just
That's
like
so cool.
so cool. So we were driving here on 2011, and where I had my sign over there,
Mhm.
there was a sign for 10 acres for sale, and we stopped. We took the number. There was no vineyard. We started this
It
with
was
the
just a
bell.
hill.
It was just like this, like just a hill, just like nothing, just grass, right? um, Nothing else. They cleared before we moved here, so there were hazelnuts, long, long time ago. I mean, the guy that used to live here, Bob, he cleared this like 10 years even before we moved here. So he cleared it. He wanted to plant grapes, but he didn't do it at the end. Unfortunately, he got really sick, so he couldn't do it. But yeah, we got the land like this, just
Just
nothing,
rough.
nothing in it. Tasting room didn't exist. We also built a tasting room. But when we came that day, we took the number, and then we came after a week because we were living in Canada. My husband came. I didn't come, but my husband came, talked to Bob, and then we started the negotiations, we started the conversations. And in September 15, we got the keys of our house. That's where I live.
Oh my gosh. So almost 10 years.
More. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that was 2011. We're 25.
Oh yeah,
See,
2011.
yes.
Oh, September
Yeah.
15th. I was thinking,
Yeah.
yeah.
September 15. Yeah, September 15. So let me bring another one so you can taste while we're talking about. Yes. So rosé, yeah,
Rosé. I'll let you-
easy, easy to
It's
drink. It's
so
only
good.
Pinot Noir grapes. We press 3 times in able to get this color, right? So not too much. So I'm gonna give you a taste of this one. It's beautiful. This is white Pinot Noir. I don't know if you tasted ever
No,
white
I've
Pinot
never
Noir.
had a white Pinot Noir.
Okay, so that one is here in the back of the menu. So that's a white Pinot Noir.
We take pictures, Mouse, for me.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So I'm just gonna sit here.
So when you make a white Pinot Noir, are you just taking the skin off before you're
Yeah.
pressing it?
So the white Pinot Noir is not very common in the valley. There's some producers, like maybe around like 12, 15 producers that they maybe less than that that they produce this type of white Pinot Noir. So this white Pinot Noir is 100% Pomard clone, and the way that we make it, we just press very gentle for several hours, and we just get the first press, the first juice. So it's kind of like you take a grape and you just press it little by little, like this, right? So you get the first press. You cannot press too hard because you get color.
Yeah. You
You
cannot
cannot
even
press.
tell this is a Pinot Noir in any way, shape, or form by looking at it, right, Malls?
No, so but the body, kind of the feeling, a little bit of the notes. You can feel a little bit of plummy, a little bit of red notes,
You
right?
can even
So
still smell the plum.
you can smell a little bit of the raspberries, kind of raspberry, like that citrusy of the
Mhm.
raspberries. So a little bit of the components of the notes of rosé of the reds,
Oh
right? The
my
Pinot Noir,
gosh.
but it's in white.
It's like the initial you could
So
taste.
right?
Yeah.
So
And
if
it
you
kinda
close
looks
your
like-
eyes and you taste these at the same temperature, cellar temperature as the Pinots, you might get a little bit confused. Like you say, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Because the body, the structure, the feeling in the palate is kind of the same body as the red.
Yes.
It's just wearing
You know what's
white.
so crazy is, you have I talk to a lot of people that they sometimes get scared to go into the reds, right? And the last few vintners that I've talked to, they've had like the Reclamacion wines.
Okay.
David Salazar, he
Is
actually
it
did.
California?
Yeah,
Okay.
he actually did a really light, like it's really dark, but when you taste it, I was like, how is this is such a light cab? And he
Yeah.
was sharing how he did it. And then I talked to this other girl from Marble Wines. They're out of Atlanta, but they get
Okay.
their grapes from Napa
Uh-huh.
and Sonoma. And they did a red blend, but then they added a touch of Chardonnay to lighten it up. So I'm noticing this trend in regards to having like the reds, but lightening him like these are really good introductions to reds.
Oh, okay.
And this, if you don't know, you think you're drinking a white, but it still has that
It's a Pinot
body.
Noir.
It's a
It's a
Pinot.
Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
So just no skin contact at all. We press and then we transfer the juice to the barrel. So this one aged in the barrel for 12 months, French oak barrel, and then we transfer to the stainless steel tank for about 6 more months, and that's what get a little bit crisp, a little more elegant at the end, a little bit of that kind of light, kind of elegant, kind of body, but it's red. I mean, it's from red grapes. It's from
Yeah.
Pinot Noir grapes. Just no skin contact, first press, no essence of color. Uh, but it
Would
might,
not be able to tell.
no, you won't be able to tell. Yeah. So there's other producers here. I got inspired by Tony Reinder's White Pinot Noir. He was one of the founders of White Pinot Noir in the Valley. He's a winemaker, and he used to work together with Drew at Domaine Serene. And then they started this white Pinot Noir. And then he has his own white Pinot Noir, and it's delicious. It's beautiful, and I love it. And I got inspired by his white Pinot Noir. And in 2022, we lost our Chardonnay due to the frost that we have on April. And so we wouldn't have any whites to offer our customers in 24, because normally we over vintage the Chardonnay too. And so I talked to Drew. He was our winemaker consultant, and I know he knows how to make white Pinot. So I asked him if he could make white Pinot for us. He could help us, from our grapes. So this is only 100% Pomard, and because I didn't know how to make white Pinot, so I needed to have his help. And it's like, absolutely, I can help. And he taught us how to make it. We know now how to make it, and it's amazing. It's my bestseller. People loves it. People loves it. People, every time they come here, they go with a bottle. I almost sold out. Our weapon, I just released it like 2 months ago. I make only 50 cases. That's why it goes so fast, because when people knows, they know. I'm like, oh, can you send me a case? Can you send me 6 bottles? So normally it goes first to one club member, and then I have just a little bit more to offer our customers. But I love it. That is a bottle.
I was like,
Jessica. I know.
that is so. Did you see the bottle?
Yeah. So that is a bottle that is Rebino bottle. So that's a new thing that we're doing in Oregon about refillable bottles.
Oh.
So
Really?
yes.
Okay. What do you? Like,
Refillables, like you reuse them.
yes. So
So-
people like they bring them back or they
Yes,
send them to. Oh,
yeah.
that's
so they can bring
cool.
them back. They can. There's other wineries that you can bring them to them too. Like if you belong to their wineries as well, if you get a bottle of this one and then let's say you go to another winery that has the same project, we partnership with Revino. They're sustainable. You save 85% of carbon emissions per bottle, and you can
Wow.
reuse it 100 times. I don't know really you can reuse it 100 times, but at least I will be happy if I reuse it 30 times, right?
Yeah.
And then you drink your wine and then you put it in those wineries that they're partnership with Revino. There's gonna be stations in where you can just put it back over there, and then the company comes, they take them to their company, they wash them, sanitize, they have to do all what they need
Yeah.
to do, and then they send them back to the company to resell them, right? And so in that way they don't have to make a new one, right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
And then this is Rabino bottle, so it has kind of like the leaf here, this dent is kind of like
Yeah.
a leaf, and it has the state of Oregon in the bottom.
Oh,
So
that's so
people can
cool.
identify that these ones are refillable, and it says here refillable. So it's
That's
Revino.
so
I'll give
cool.
information about it, but it's just amazing. I love. I mean, we do as much as we can to help the environment, right? Um, to protect Mother Nature in some way. As you know, I'm organic and biodynamic farmer as well, but also we always talk about be sustainable from the way you farm, the way you treat your people. You know that I'm, you know how I am in that sense. Like I treat my people with respect, and help them as much as I can. It's a very good environment for them to work. Well, you have to ask them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Well,
telling you something,
no,
right?
it's
But
we were
um,
talking about like, close to, over 85% of agricultural workers come from our community and everything.
right.
And I was talking with David and multiple vintners, right? About how important it is, like, because they're the ones who literally not just doing the harvesting, but they're the first ones to notice if there's something wrong with the vines, if some, like, they're your first line
Right.
of
They're your eyes. They're
everything.
your eyes. They're your
Yeah.
hands. So it's extension of your hands and your eyes. And
And how much they know and how much knowledge they
yeah,
bring.
right, exactly. So yeah, so we just change our packaging. So now we're using these
Those are
bottles for
beautiful
our
bottles
for
too.
our yeah.
At
Yeah.
first when I was looking at it, I was
You like
like,
what's
is that
going
a, yeah, I
on?
was like, is there
Yes.
something wrong? And
Yeah, I know. I love it. It's kind of elegant.
it is. It's very
Yeah.
cool looking.
So yeah, and I love that it has the state of Oregon.
Yeah, wine break. Time to refill that glass and come back for more wine and chisme. Hola, wine and chisme familia. If you're loving this conversation, don't let it end here. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Wine and Chisme for behind the scenes moments, wine recommendations, and daily doses of chisme between episodes. And if you don't already know, we bring these conversations to YouTube as well. Subscribe to our channel so you can see the full experience, the laugh, the tears, the wine pours, and those moments when the chisme gets real. Plus, don't miss out on our bi-weekly Spill the Chisme newsletter. Get exclusive content, wine picks, and all the chisme delivered straight to your inbox. Head to thewineandchismepodcast.com to subscribe, or just DM me the newspaper emoji on Instagram and I'll hook you up. Your support helps us amplify more voices and share more stories that matter. Now, let's get back to this conversation because it's about to get even better.
So that was our purpose.
Yeah, that's exactly you.
Yeah.
The vibe is
Yeah.
perfect.
So it's not like too commercial looking. It's more like a home looking
Mm-hmm.
to make the people feel like welcome to my house.
It's like so relaxing.
Bienvenida. It's
is.
very relaxing. It's not over like a little bit more humble, I would say, but also with this fantastic view, people can enjoy. But can you smell like the sulfur?
Yeah. Oh, is that because
The sulfur.
as soon as I walked out, I'm like, it smells like we're
Yeah,
off
yeah, yeah.
the beach.
Yes, yeah. So no, it's the sulfur because everybody right now we're spraying sulfur to protect them from mildew.
Oh.
So, but we sprayed this morning, so that's what smells a little bit, and I hope it doesn't get confused with
we
the
actually
taste
thought
of
it
the
smelled
ones.
Like
smelled
ocean
saline,
water.
Yeah,
like saline.
No, we thought
Oh.
it smelled almost like the water.
Like, yeah, like
the
salt
beach.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just the sulfur, that sulfur.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit that. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you that that's the smell.
No, it smells
Yeah.
good because
Okay, good, good.
we're California girls.
yeah.
We're beach girls, so that's what instantly I walked out. I'm like, it smells like we're by the beach.
Right. Oh,
And then we
okay.
saw that lava rock, and then you
Yes.
saw, and then you said,
Yeah. It's because of that. Yes. Yeah.
but we
So,
weren't sure what it was. I was gonna ask you what the
ah,
smell was because I know we're not near the ocean,
right.
but that's what it
Well,
smells
we're
like.
we're only an hour 20 minutes from the ocean, so it's not that
Not
far.
that far,
No.
It's not that far, and
But
depending of the wind.
But yeah.
it definitely smells.
So
Salud.
anyway, so this is Sophia's blog, ladies. This is after my name. It's not that it's my favorite wine, but it's my favorite Pinot Noir clone from the valley. It's the John 667. So I love this clone. It was one of the second groups of clone that pioneers brought to the valley.
Where is
But-
Pinot Noir originally? Is it French or
French,
is it
French, yeah. So that's what we try to honor. The
The
origins
Pinot.
of the Pinot as a French
This
name.
is a very light smell
This
too.
is a very
like,
so remember this is 22. So we're going to the young wine. So we started with the rosé,
Mhm.
very young, 24. Then we went to the white Pinot, 23 vintage. Then we're going to 22 vintage, right? Every vintage tells you a story, a different story in terms of the weather, right? So this one is a little bit lighter. It was a cooler vintage comparing it with the 21, right? You compare 21, 22. So a little bit cooler vintage. We got a little bit of precipitation. So you see the color. It's beautiful, light,
Yeah.
elegant, easy to drink Pinot Noir, but it has the savory flavors, a little bit more like peppery, kind of kind of savory. So this wine I always recommend with food, enhances all those elements in the food, like the spices in the food, like goes really pairs really nice with mole, with Indian food,
Ooh.
with
It's
something
almost
that
like
is
a little spicy at the end.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what is good for food.
Yeah.
And the acidity, it's
Yeah.
a very
But
nice,
not overpowering.
but
just enough,
exactly, yeah, it's a very well balanced.
It's literally as you swallow, it coats the back of your tongue with that like little pepperiness.
yeah, a little bit of that
Yeah.
savory, peppery, yeah.
Now you're gonna make me want to make some mole.
You should, and then take one bottle of Sophia's, and then you taste it with Sophia. It's just really good. I mean, Pinot Noir are, because of the acidity that the Pinot Noir provides, it pairs really nice with food. It's very versatile with food. But this one in particular, I always tell people you can drink it by itself. It's easy to drink, but I always pair it with food because it enhances the spices and the elements of the food, especially when the food is intense in spices. So
I was just thinking I can make some enchiladas with
You
this,
can.
like because
Yeah.
I make my
or even spicy food
Yeah.
also will be really good with
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
That's
kind of
spicy.
pairs,
Yeah.
blends really nice. When other wines tends to make the food a little more spicier or it's overwhelming. So the wine, you just don't want the wine to overwhelm the food.
Yeah.
You don't want the food to take over the wine. So that's what this is a very good
I always tell people
example.
when you're having wine with food, because people are like, "Oh, it doesn't taste good." I'm like, taste the wine by itself first.
Yeah, and then
Taste it, then have your food and taste
Right.
it again
right,
because it literally changes the way the wine tastes.
right,
And I've led wine tastings before where you have like the little cornichon pickles and stuff. I'm like, take a bite, now take a drink, and they're like, oh my gosh, the wine tastes even that much better. It's so this or
right,
it's so
right.
that.
Yeah,
or it
you have to learn
completely-
how to pair it with,
Yeah.
right?
And I'm still learning
No,
like how
yeah.
to pair.
And
all
you're always
that.
gonna be learning because it's different food. You get, exposed to different foods, especially when you travel.
Yeah.
When you travel, and depending of friends, and cultures are like different friends that you might have. They might, experience different food, different ways to prepare the food as well, cook the food. So, but yeah, this is the John 667, 12 months in the
good.
barrel.
It is very
Also
good.
French oak barrel, medium low toast barrels only, and we use about 42% new oak. So when you hear the percentage of new oak, is like you use barrels that were new in that vintage, and some barrels that you reuse from previous years, right? So normally we use the barrels for about 3 years. So we use a new barrel, one fill. So that's what you use for first year, and then you call them neutral barrels, right? After 2 years. So, and then we use them about 3, maybe sometimes depending on the barrel, 4 years, but normally 3 years. And then we just recycle. As you can see, my barrels there. I recycle them. I use them for events. Some people they like to do make furniture.
We have a half a
Um,
barrel at our house that I'll use. Like if I don't know if you've seen like some of the things when I put all of the different wines and show off all of the different
Huh?
Latino wines.
Yeah.
I have a half a barrel.
Okay.
I'll use that because I'm like, how can I not use
Right.
this half wine barrel to show off the wines?
Right. Yeah.
Sophia,
Okay.
you know that this is the first time me and my sister have done wine tasting together
Oh
outside of the
wow!
house.
Oh my goodness, I can take a picture of you two tasting your wines.
Okay,
Yeah.
which one is this?
Anyway, this is a reserve. This is a reserve, so it's the
okay.
21 reserve. So we started with 24, 23, 22 Sophias. Now we're going to 21 vintage.
Oh
okay?
yeah, you could really smell the depth
The
of this.
21, the
It's like
21, it's
yeah.
it was a little bit warmer, so more concentrated juices, so
oh,
more
God, it smells so
alcohol.
good.
But it's just very a little bit more intense. You see the color; it's a little bit more intense in color, like a little bit more like opulent wine. I love that vintage. I just love like how big it is in some way, like the structure, it's a
Oh,
little bit,
that's
it's more fruit forward.
good.
It's
Did
a
you
little
take a
bit
taste?
funky in the aroma. I don't know if you tasted like the
But
difference.
it's like strong in the
It's like
beginning, and then it
Fades.
it's so
so
smooth,
mellow, smooth.
very
Yeah.
smooth.
But I love funky.
Yeah, it's kind of funky in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like, this wine, it makes me thinking about like when I go hiking in the forest, all the elements from the forest, the soil, the wet soil, that kind of stuff. So it's more like truffly, more like the earthy, like
Yeah.
earthy. It's more earthiness in the wine, so it makes it very pretty. It makes it very smooth. It's very makes it kind
Yeah.
of velvety, and it like the acidity and the sugar levels kind of like very very well balanced, so it's just very good wine. Like I
It
enjoy it.
is.
Yeah,
It's very
the
good.
21. This one also is almost sold out. It's 21. We're about to release the 22 reserve. But yeah, I like the body and the structure and the funkiness of that one and the
It's kind of like
earthiness.
bold, but not bold. Like
Yeah.
It's not bold. Yeah, it's kind of like you see it in the color that it's like, oh, this is a big one, but once you taste it,
yeah.
it's super smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like that feeling of the cab, right? It's also French oak barrels, and we use 40% new oak in this one. And this one goes for 18 months in the barrel, so that's what
Ah.
it's a little bit more that kind of.
We had
yeah.
gone to, I remember me and my husband, we went to celebrate something for the podcast. I forget.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think it was, I had gotten like a feature in Bella magazine.
Okay.
They did like a whole, girl, you open, it's like the article and me across 2
Yeah.
pages. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my
okay.
gosh, this
Yeah.
is so crazy.
Uh-huh.
And so he took me out to celebrate
So
that.
cute.
I'm like, oh my
Yes,
gosh. Well, when I,
That's
no, you,
good. Yes.
well, when I got people in Espanol, when they featured me, I did a
Yeah.
freaking happy dance. Like,
Oh, with what was Ayala? The lady Ayala. It's like her name.
yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
who it was, but yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
when you
Well,
know,
you
you
do a very
know.
good job, Jessica.
Oh,
Yes,
thank
like
you. But you guys
promoting
make it easy
promoting
because I love
promoting the
doing that.
brands, and yeah, I actually had an interview this morning about how to bring more Hispanic to tasting rooms. And I was like, when I go to Mexico, of course we're in Mexico, there are lots
Yeah.
of, but there's a good market there. So people like I hear some people, they say like, oh, Latinos don't buy wine. No, we buy.
Yeah.
We buy a lot.
We
of
don't
wine.
grow up
wine.
we don't grow up with it. So
yeah.
many of us don't grow up with it. And the other
Mm.
thing is that people don't know. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Our community
right.
doesn't know about these. When I was
Right.
asking people, do you know
But
that there's
here,
Latino
because in
wineries?
Mexico, everybody drinks wine.
Yeah.
Everybody drinks
But here, the
tequila
thing's totally
and
different.
mezcal and wine.
Guadalupe de Valle.
Valle de
Valle de
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like all this winery here, and it's like it's actually easier to go there than it is to go to Napa.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's so close. I'm like,
And
I
it's
had no idea.
yeah.
The difference is like there's been a lot of, I always, when I go to Valle, I always ask, make sure to take me to like the Mexican owned wineries, because there's a lot of people that moved from the States to Mexico just to, because the land was cheaper and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and they'd start as a hobby. So
A lot of Europeans.
yeah.
Mhm, too.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, there's actually one Russian one, but I guess they've been there for like generations. So
Mm.
they're part
Mhm.
of the culture and part of the community. But it's like their like great grandparents or grandparents came from Russia. So they're like now, so they're born in Mexico, but their
Mhm.
roots come from Russia.
Yeah.
But now they've like built this whole thing in Valle de Guadalupe.
Yeah.
They had, but yeah.
I mean, I know wine since I was little. I was like, but the wine that it was in the box, right?
Yeah, that's what my
So-
mom had. The
Or like,
friends, yeah.
or no, like the Pedro Domecq.
Yeah,
You know, the red,
Yeah.
like the
Or-
so I used
Or
to
my
like
mom had wine
buy and
coolers.
drink some
Yeah.
of that red or white. from that. It was like the boxes, right?
Yes.
The cardboard, and but the fine wine, I think I started drinking fine wine when I was 17. I started learning about fine wine, because of the restaurant that I was
Yeah.
working. But I used to drink more cocktails too. I mean, that was kind of like my thing. I mean, when you're younger, you're
Yeah.
kind of like more into the cocktails, cheaper,
Yeah.
you know. But I used to drink really good wines just because of the access that I have at the restaurant, and we needed to taste it and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. But I wasn't a big connoisseur by then. I mean, when I start doing this is when I start like getting more like knowledge, also about like other wines in other regions. Of course, before that, because we were traveling to different wine regions, so like when you go to Napa, you want to go tastings and you learn about the people, the stories, the different
Mhm.
wines that they make, so I learned a lot about that even before we start doing this. But now I have more knowledge.
Yeah.
Now I have to distinguish, like
Yeah.
different regions. Like I have the W set,
I have my one.
I have my
I need to get my two.
well, I did my two, but I haven't get the test, so the test is coming.
Yeah.
But it's just and I don't do it for the certificate because I don't need a certificate. I just do it for the knowledge,
Yeah.
right? Because I needed to get a little more knowledge of the geography.
Somebody sent
the
me their
different-
study guide because now he just passed WSET 3 and he sent me a study guide for
Mm.
WSET 2. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Just for studying,
Mhm.
I love studying. I'm very curious about it. And sometimes when people come here, you want to tell them those stories. You want to tell them about different ones, different regions,
Right.
and why you compare this with other wines. But I still, like you said, learning.
Yeah.
You
There's
always
so
are.
much, so much. I mean, if you stop learning, you
You're
never
dead.
stop learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead
Like
stop.
if you stop that kind of curiosity of learning, so some whatever you want to learn, it doesn't have to be one, whatever, fashion or cars or
What do you feel
whatever
like
you
your
do.
biggest opportunity or the thing that surprised you most when you got into this industry? What was the thing that surprised you most about whether it was growing the grapes or whether it was the winemaking or whether it was the like what was kind of like the most overwhelming part? Because I'm sure the most satisfactory part is the end result, right? And then seeing people go, oh my gosh, this is like seeing
Yeah,
people's
so
faces
good.
when they
Yes,
enjoy your
yeah.
wine. But
That's
what
very
was the part
rewarding.
that's like, ay, 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 you guys are gonna make me pull my hair out?
The weather.
The weather.
The weather. Yeah,
'Cause you can't control the weather.
you can't control the weather. Yeah, and then you can work so hard the whole season, and at the end, if something happens in the weather, you can lose your harvest. Like for example, the fires came in 2020.
I literally was looking to see
We
if there was
lost
any
no
2020.
we lost 550 cases due to the fires. We lost the frost. We lost of our Chardonnay in 22. Last year, there was like a mildew stuff in the valley, so we lost 3 tons of that.
Oh,
So it's like always can happen. So but at the same time, the vineyard is the most beautiful part of the story of wine. It's just like the vineyard, like you see the vines, you see how they're growing every year. And also what is beautiful is beautiful and like, oh my god, this is my only opportunity that I can make wine once every year.
yeah.
If you screw
And the
up, you screwed
crazy,
up all your work.
yeah,
So you
that's
just
it.
have one shot every year, right?
You know what's crazy is that like when something's like with with the fires and everything, you don't even know if it affects your grapes until after
Until
you
you
press
make it.
them, until you
Until
make
you
the
make it.
wine. Isn't that
Yes.
crazy,
Oh,
love?
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they see it and go, oh well, the fire. No, you have to press the grapes, start making
Yeah.
the wine before you know.
Yeah,
if
how bad
it-
it will be.
Yeah.
How bad it will be. That's why when I say lost 500 cases, because we make all the wine, but we didn't bottle it. So we didn't bottle because we didn't want to like waste more money and bottling
Yeah.
the wine that we didn't like. If I don't like it, I can sell it. So we make the best of the best of 2020. That was the best. If you guys can open a bottle, that's the wine that we sell. We don't put it in the menu. Just people that
Yeah.
are interested, like they comment, like, "Oh, can I taste it?" And sure, I can open a bottle. And some people that they like mezcal, they smoke, they like that wine
Yeah.
because their tongue, they're is already kind of like in that sense of it's not sensitive, like it's already like they train their palate
Yeah.
for the smoke.
I do like smokiness of mezcal, and I would like if I have mixed drinks, I
You
would
might
rather
like
have.
it. You might
I
like
actually
it.
would rather
Yeah.
have mezcal than tequila when
Yeah.
it comes to like mixed cocktails, and I do like mezcal, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I
You
like
know,
that
maybe
smokiness.
if you like the smokiness, maybe you can do like what I do. There's a cocktail that I do for me. It's personal. We'll see if I can sell it one day. But it's kind of like the mule with the vodka, but it's with Pinot Noir grapes, like the juice. So I've pressed the juice of like in the season after harvest. There's still grapes on the second crop.
Mm-hmm.
There's still grapes hanging. There's a little bit more acidity. So I press that juice, sweet and acidity. So it's very nice. And then I put mezcal, and then I put on the rocks,
Ooh.
and then ginger beer, and then salt on the rim, and a slice of jalapeno. So good.
That sounds
So
good.
And it's smoky. It makes it smoky because
Yeah.
it's the mezcal.
Yeah.
So I'm wonder. I haven't do that, but maybe I'll make it. Put just the wine and mix it with mezcal and see what happens.
Look, I do know I've tasted a tequila wine before,
Yes.
and it was
Tequila wine?
so good.
Oh, it was so good.
So good.
Oh wow.
Like, and when I was tasting, because I went to his tasting room, and I was tasting it, and I'm like, there's a flavor profile that is very familiar, but I would have, I couldn't put my finger on it, and I was like, and then when he told me, I was like, oh my god, that's why because I would never think of tequila and wine together, and it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have a label for it. It was just a full-on experiment, off-label thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's going to continue it or not.
Uh-huh.
But holy freaking
Oh,
moly.
wow.
It was
Okay.
so good.
I never tasted so, but I'll try. I tasted just the grape juice.
But now that
and with
you're
the
saying a
mezcal,
mezcal wine, so
I like both. I like tequila, but
I love tequila.
but
it's
I
not
think
mezcal.
the mezcalitas. I love mezcalitas. Yeah, I love them. Yeah. So there's a restaurant here in town in Newburgh. It's Copitos Cocina. This lady, the owner, makes the best mezcalitas or margaritas.
Oh.
So good, and the food is you're in Mexico.
she was literally
I just
asking.
asked, I was like, oh, we should see if there's any good
Go
places
there.
for lunch
Go there
here.
after here.
Okay.
It's amazing. Everything that I love the spicy carnitas tacos.
Oh, this one's good.
That with a jarrito. She makes like a jarrito with you can say the margarita and the jarrito, but she put it's like with mezcal, but you can say I don't want mezcal, I want. But in the the jarrito,
Yeah.
like it's the ceramic
The ceramic
cute.
cups.
I
Cup.
love that.
and then she puts the spicy, chili like
Yeah.
tajin,
Yeah.
tamarindo,
Oh, yeah, we gotta go
tamarindo,
there. That sounds good.
and it's the best. She makes really, really good cocktails. When you get there, it's like, is Miriam here making the cocktails? Because she's the owner. She makes the best cocktails.
Okay, we're gonna be like Sophia sent us.
Yes, you have to go
Sophia
there. I know
Santos.
because she sells my wines, because she does like one of you like what you do. She promotes the Latino owners, like wines. Not just us. She sells other wines too, but she likes to promote our wines. She has my wines too. She might have my sparkling there because
Oh.
she bought
okay.
my sparkling, and I think she got the last. I mean, from the 21, that was my last sparkling. I'm gonna release the 22
Mhm.
in the summer.
Oh, okay.
So if you like my wines, you want to buy, I can just ship them to you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So you're not gonna be disappointed.
Well, by the time this comes
So
out,
good.
because this is gonna be the very first this interview,
Mhm.
this conversation is gonna be the very first one of season 6.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring my glass too.
Yes.
Okay.
The cuvee.
So I'm open only by appointment. And because I do the tasting, so as like today, like you called me like I'm here already. I was like, oh my god, I thought it was 1:30, but I was in a Zoom.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So funny because they interviewed me today about how we can bring more Hispanic people to tasting rooms, right? Anyway, so this is the cuvee. So you know what cuvee means?
I thought I did, but maybe you need to educate me to make sure.
No,
Cuvée.
but they have cuvee and with champagnes too. So.
So
Yeah,
cuvee
that's
is
why.
blend.
Because
Cuvee is blend.
Yes.
Right?
I knew they had a cuvee and champagne, and
Yeah.
I was like, I think that's multiples, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen it.
But it could be different grapes from the same grape, like different clones, right? So this is the blend of
But they all have
just
to be the
Pinot
same
Noir.
year.
No,
Oh, they can be different years.
No. when it's different years,
They don't have a number.
they don't have a number. It's a
Right.
non-vintage. Like, but all mine have the vintage. So this is 21 again. It's the same vintage as the reserve. This one is a blend of 10 different blocks in our vineyard
Really?
with different clones, different elevations, different rootstocks, different sun exposure, so everything. So it's kind of like the personality of our place.
It smells.
It's
It has kind of like a red apple smell.
it's very, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what smells, what tastes because it's your palate.
Everything's different.
Mm.
Like I smell a little
Cheers.
salud.
Cheers, Molly. Congrats. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Miles, I'm so excited you're here with me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the like it's very smooth again.
Oh,
We use
This
whole
is
cluster.
so smooth.
Yes, we use whole cluster. So whole cluster brings another kind of how to say a little bit more um, complexity. Complexity into the wine, so makes the wine more interesting too. So whole cluster. There's people that they use whole cluster in the valley all 100%. I use only 15 to 20% in this one. But it brings those kind of earthiness notes, a little bit more structure, more tennis as well. But it's so smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I
smooth.
love is that the fact that you mostly do, you have your Chardonnay, but otherwise it's all Pinot Noir, and every single one tastes different.
Uh-huh.
Like, because people think, oh,
All
I
Pinots are
think
the
this
same.
is, or all cabs are the same. And what you do is truly highlight like
The clones, the
all of
personality of the
the
clones and the wine
clones and the
sorry,
different barrels and the different, like how all of, yes, they can technically be the same grape, right?
yeah,
But all of these different factors make
yeah.
that they all taste different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Don't you think
Talking
not?
about as a mom. I know you guys don't have kids yet, but it's my kids. They grew up with me since day one, right? So
And they're
they
all
have two
different.
different personalities, right? Mateo is very different than Jonathan. Same mom, same dad, different personalities. It's the same as the grapes, the grape is Pinot Noir, but the clones are different personalities, right? So we want to express those personalities in the wine. The blend, together when I see my boys playing together, that's like it's like I always use my kids and me as a mother with mother nature and raising my kids, raising my vines. They need attention, they need love, they need education, they need visitation, they need contact. I that kind of being with the vines, being with my kids, it's just very important, right? So
It's
that's
kind
the
of what the
connection.
theme of what we've been talking about
It's the
last night and
connection.
today
The
is
connection. Yeah.
how, I mean, even me and my sisters, we were all raised in the same family. We're all raised by the same parents, but
And you have
like
similarities, but
yeah,
you're different.
very.
You like you're blonder, but you're beautiful, and then you too like you have that spiciness. Like it's just like
Yeah.
different, but
People are like, you guys have the same parents. You're more Latina. I'm like, I don't know any Spanish, but we're very different in certain things. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same in wine.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have the grape, it's Pinot Noir. You have the grapes Chardonnay. You have the grapes Pinot Meunier, whatever grape is, but they're different clones.
Yeah.
So when you're able to kind of express the difference in the clones, is like it's just good. It just feels good. And also it's like the place,
Yeah.
the soils, right?
But it's it is so beautiful that you're able to showcase each clone in a different way to really show people, because
yeah.
man, I feel like you want to learn about Pinot Noir, just come right here.
Yeah.
Come to Cramoisi Vineyards and she will give you like 10 different types of Pinot Noirs. They will all taste different and you're going to be like, the heck, how do you make
Also different
all these
vintages.
things?
So there's the personality of the vintage, the
Yes,
personality of the
I'm
weather,
a 77 vintage.
the personality
She's
of
an
the
84
weather.
vintage.
Yes. So it's the personality of Mother Nature as
Yeah.
well. So that's part of that, and the energy from the people as well. So everything is expressed in the taste of each wine. Like if you think about how you grow your grapes, how
This
many
is
people are
so
involved.
smooth.
Yeah, people love that. How you grow your grapes, all the energy that people deposit in growing the vines, growing the grapes until harvest, then goes into the winery, all the hands involved into the winemaking process. If you think about every single tool, every single equipment that you need to make your wine, people made it, right? So factories, but people are working in factories. So all that energy also deposited into that. And then if you go to the bottling center, the glass, people are making it, right? Or factories, but there's like energy also in that. The cork, the cork comes from a tree, right? I mean, at least in at Cramoisi, the cork, the barrels is a tree as well. So people make the barrels, they leave them outside in the forest, they toast them. So it's people like it's art, right? The cork grows in the tree, you have to harvest it. It takes 27 years for you to harvest a tree to use it for corks. 27 years.
27 years. Isn't
27
there a
years.
cork shortage right now too?
No, I don't
Or
think
there was
so.
for a couple years ago. Did
Oh
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, people really encourage you to use corks, natural corks. They come from Portugal. We went to the place, to the farming where we sourced the cork, and they own that farm since 1400.
Wow.
And they pass it just family to family to family. That's kind of European kind of
Yeah.
thing. Here I'm first generation, I started this with my husband, but then my kids are coming, right? So that will be the second. They have so many generations because they started 1400, and they said they cannot sell it. It just passes to generation. The kids are already working there because they have to learn how to do it. Like that's their job. They have to get into the business, and it's just like incredible, how they harvest the cork, how they make the corks. Lots of people involved, and then the paper, right, from the label. Also, people, they're graphic designers. That they make the label. They help you. The glasses, this, like this, all the elements of the tasting room, the chairs, like everything. You think about that, it's a whole economy in a
Yeah.
bottle of wine. There's lots of people involved for you to, when you open the bottle of wine, and you listen, like you open the cork, and then put it in the glass, right, and then you think about it, then you smell, think about all that, so you can honor, you can recognize the work, you can enjoy it, and be respectful about that. Is not to get drunk, is to enjoy it, right? But yeah, like
My
I
problem
love.
is my husband enjoys the wines, and
Yeah.
he yells at me because I won't let him. Like he cannot open a bottle without my permission.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm like,
You-
no. He goes, we have all this wine. We're starting to run a little bit low, and I'm like,
yeah.
no, I need it for the podcast. I need it. And he's like, we have all this wine, and we can't
Mhm.
enjoy it. And I said, well, I enjoy it.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, that's he
Yeah.
does enjoy the wines that I like. And actually, I think probably 95% of the wines I have are from all Latino
Yeah.
wineries, right? Like
Nice. Yeah.
they're like, okay, we'll send you the wine. Like when we do podcasts, we'll send you the wine so you can taste the wine, which I love to do because I love to
Yes.
be able to like give a really genuine reaction
Yeah.
to the wines. And honestly, I feel like when they're smaller vintners and everything, you guys get to experiment more
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
how
We're hands on all the
yeah.
time. Yeah, because we're small. I don't, as you can see, I don't have employees. I have only one. It comes on Sundays. Osman, he's amazing. But other than that, I'm here all the time. Here in the house, in the winery, like everywhere. Acopitos. Yes.
Where we will soon be.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's I love what I do. My other career, it was good, I enjoy it, but this is like something I sometimes I feel like I retired to do something that I like to do, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, but I enjoy it a lot, and I just making some plans for Ryan to help him to retire maybe in 4 more years because my kids are in college, so we need both, another basket of yeah, from
Yes.
different sources of income. Yeah.
So you're also the co-founder of Ahivoy.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
will you explain a little bit about
Mm-hmm.
who Ahivoy is, what you guys do, and
Yes. Yeah.
how did that even get started? Because obviously, I think I've talked about Mava a lot
Uh-huh.
because they do have included. So that's actually how I found so many other wineries.
Right. Yeah.
Is because I found Mava, and that was kind of like just noticing that when before I started directory, when I
That's in
was
Mava.
looking for
That's
you
in
guys.
California,
That's in
right?
California, and they want to
They do
include
really
like,
good job.
yeah,
Like, how old is? How many years they've been established?
there.
You
I
know?
think it's I don't know how many years off the top of my head, but I think they've been around for a
Yeah.
while.
Okay.
And um I saw Bottle Shock for the very first time. And my husband's like, "How did you not see this?" I'm like, "I don't know how I didn't see it."
Yeah.
And I realized that I was on, and I go, "Hey, I was on a Zoom call with him with Gustavo." Like,
Okay.
because he has Gustavo Wines now, and he was one of
Okay.
the characters, and he says, like, this is not exactly how it went. But it was just so funny to see that movie and then be like, I didn't connect the dots until later, till they're like, "Oh, Gustavo went on to create," and I was like, "Hey!" And my mother-in-law has a autographed copy of one of his bottles
Mm-hmm.
of Gustavo. But whole point being, like, I found everybody because
So Gustavo, what is his winery?
Gustavo wine. It's out of Napa.
Okay, Gustavo's
Yeah,
winery. Okay.
Gustavo.
The owner
Gustavo.
is Gustavo?
The
Oh,
owner is
okay.
Gustavo.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
so
it was,
funny that
Yeah.
you named your vineyard
yeah,
like your name, your first
yeah.
name.
But it's
Yeah.
so funny because, like, there's, like, when I started looking for the wineries, right, Latino owned wineries, I kept seeing that same 10 to 20 on everything. And I was like, there has to be more. And when I found
Mm.
Mava, they were like, yeah, there's more. And then then all those people
And
started
all those
referring
wineries are in
me.
your site?
I have over 100 now.
Oh, I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Because last time I went to Napa, I went to Mi Sueño.
Oh, yeah. Sueño's good.
So good. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah. So,
But yeah, there's, we hit 100 wineries last year. 100
wow.
and these are just US based Latino owned wineries.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's more in California, right?
Yeah,
Than here
and
in
we do
Oregon.
have a thing for Oregon and
Mhm.
Washington,
Okay, I'm gonna
Texas,
check.
New York,
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Hey, I'm about, like, making sure we're all
Yeah, that you really
included,
like.
know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm constantly, like, looking, but it, like, how did I think, I don't remember if I found Ajivoy first or Para Wines first, and then, because Sam used to live
California.
in
He's
California.
from California.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I think he's the one who was like, you need to check out Ajivoy, and then I found you guys, and then, like, that's one thing I absolutely love, is that you guys are so connected and so willing to, like, it's not, you guys don't gatekeep, like, oh no, I'm only going to do this, and oh, I only want you to visit my winery. Everybody's so open about, no, you need to know about this winery, you need to know
Yeah.
about this winery, you
Right.
need to know about this winery.
No,
And it's
don't go.
been so, hi Lulu.
No, go back. Go
It's
back.
okay.
No.
That's what my dad used
No,
to
no,
call
no. I
me.
do because the glasses,
Oh,
the tail
yeah.
is gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a
no,
pit bull
go
who
over there.
we're like, ah,
Go that way, baby.
hi.
Yeah, my goal is to make people feel welcome, comfortable. I love teaching. I love telling them everything about like how we, our farming practices, our biodynamics. But I would like to see more Hispanic people too here, and we do the tastings in Spanish, as I mentioned before. I mean, I'm doing it right now in English because you rather the English right now, but I I love to do it in Spanish too.
Uh-huh.
So I want people like, let's say you have your mom and maybe your mom doesn't speak Spanish, right? I'm sorry, English. I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring my abuelita, I'm gonna bring my mom, I'm gonna bring my aunt. Can you do it in Spanish? Absolutely. Yeah, I can do it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very tricky because if I have two groups and one is like English and the other one is Spanish, sometimes I go with the English and I start speaking Spanish and I get all like switch, I have to switch from one table to another table. It's kind of fun, but I would like to see, because I mean, there's lots of Hispanic people here in Oregon that they have levels of positions of power as well. Like they highly educated also, so they can come here, but they sometimes they just don't come. And also the vineyard tours. I want them to know that they're welcome anywhere. Not just in my vineyard, in my tasting room, like anywhere, and they can get access for a free tasting because they're part of the industry, and discount because they're part of the industry as well. So, and you tell them, but it's just for them, it's like, oh, I just don't have time. They feel too expensive, maybe, or the only day that they have free is on Sundays, and then the whole family is with them. So it's like it's hard for them. Sometimes maybe they don't have a car, so how they gonna go? Because when they go to work, they carpool with other people, and the situation right now, United States, is very hard too. Like they don't
Yeah.
want to go anywhere. I never asked the status or anything because that's not my. I'm not. I'm just happy they're here working. They work really, really hard, and and it's just sad that what is happening right now. But anyway, so how we started iBoy, it was because um, when I quit my career in tech, I started working 100% outside with my vineyard stewards, and I used to ask them questions about how do you do this or why you do it. Do you know how this will influence, the finish, the wine? And sometimes they didn't know, right? Sometimes even that they're doing it for several years, they don't know the whys. They didn't know how to identify sometimes best, right? Because they just come, they work, and they go to the next vineyard. They go work, they do the activity, right? It's like
All the
automatic,
tasks, but not the
the
yeah.
task, but
Yeah.
there's not a purpose, right? So I was just like very blown away about like what they don't know about this, what they don't know about like what the crop thinning would do, what the pool leaf pulling will do in the why. What if we just keep just one cluster per shoot, what we'll do in the wine, and hence the quality instead of having 10 clusters, per vine or something like that. So everything has a reason. So I was just like very curious about some they know, of course, but the majority, I would say, maybe 70%, maybe they will need a more knowledge about what they were doing, what they're doing, right? So I was just like talking to other friends in the industry, Latinos, and then we were like, maybe we should do some workshops for them, maybe we should. And also another thing that this is sad thing is they don't drink wine and they don't go tasting rooms. They just don't
I've
feel
heard
like
that
it's not
several
for them,
times.
right?
Yeah, they're the producers. But they don't. Yeah, a lot of them don't even drink. And that
Hmm.
to me, I'm like,
You're
you're
growing
so
it.
involved. You should
What's
taste like because
fundamental,
this
Yeah.
starts with you, right?
Right.
Like what all these people get to enjoy. But like you
Yeah.
said from the beginning, like in the U.S.
Yeah.
like wine and Latinos were never it's been more of a transactional relationship about the
Hmm.
work but not
Right.
about the finished product. Like
Right.
they don't
Yeah. They don't
experience the
get
finished
involved too
product.
much, right? I think it's changing a little bit, but
Yeah,
with
for
I
sure.
but then I talked to other people like Sampara, and well, Sam, I met him in an event in a nonprofit organization as well. It's like Fiesta,
Mm.
that they do all the they help them to prepare them for the test, for the exams, all the migratory paperwork and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's a nonprofit organization. So they were doing an event, and I met him there. He met Jesus Guillen first before me, so he was friends of Jesus Guillen. He was the best Latino winemaker in the valley. He was at the Wine Spectator. So I get to know Jesus through another friend from Ecuador. She was my friend. She's like, oh my God, you need to know Jesus. He's the best winemaker. I love his wine. He used to belong to the winery where he used to be the winemaker. Um, he used to be a wine club member there. So like, you need to know. So we have a dinner with Jesus. Oh my God, I love him. Like the first day, I was like, oh my God, can you be my friend? you know, he was just like amazing, very knowledgeable guy. He was an engineer in Mexico. He came to see his dad because his dad was the grower at this vineyard. He was the vineyard manager at this vineyard, and Jesus stayed for one harvest to help his dad. He fell in love with everything, and then he started learning English, and then he started learning about wine, and then so he was one of the vineyard stewards, and then he said, I'm going to stay with you, dad. And the dad is like, are you sure? And then he started playing with the grapes, make wine just by himself, like kind of to learn. I think he went to study a little bit of winemaking, and then he asked the owner if he could make wine with grapes that he was tossing them. So he's like, can I take those grapes? And then he make the wine, and they like it. And then he became the winemaker after a few years. And then the owner, I think, told him, if you get 94 points or 96 points, something like that, in any of these wines, I'll pay you a trip, all pay to Hawaii. And he did.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Wow.
I know, yeah. I mean, and then he was so happy, and then he started making his own label. And so I met Jesus, and we started talking about like what I saw, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, it's just people don't drink the wine; they just don't feel it's for them. They don't feel like it's like tasting, you know. I mean, just look at us. We're Latinas. We're here. We're enjoying the wine.
Mhm.
Why not? Why not other people?
Why
Why
not?
not other Hispanics? No, because you work in the vineyard, you just don't get access to a tasting room, right? There's a the barrier of the language, also the barrier of the days, like they don't have they working while we're enjoying right now, they're working, right? So it's like it. There's lots of barriers, like I know, but trying to be open on that. And then I talked to um, Miguel Lopez. He was other co-founder. He was working at Domenra, two wineries, two tasting rooms from here, and Domenra. He was in the production, and I met him in a Cinco de Mayo event that they have there. So somebody introduced me with him, and then we became friends. And then we start talking about the same. And then Miguel, Jesus, and myself, we start, what are we gonna do? And I told someone that I don't see that person anymore, that lady anymore. You know, some people, they come to your life, you see them maybe for a few days and then they disappear.
Mhm.
So I call her as my angel. It was an angel. And I told her about the ideas, like, you know what, you need to come with me to this conference. I'm going to introduce you with the director at Temecula, the wine studies director. Tell her about your idea, tell her about what you want to do, see what she says. I think she will love it. So I wanted to talk to her about, we want to make a program for Latino vineyard. We normally you hear vineyard workers, but we elevated the name. In my label it says vineyard stewards.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that made me
Mm.
so like happy to hear
Mm.
you say our vineyard stewards, because
Yeah.
I noticed that
Mhm.
immediately, is
Yeah.
that
In the
that's what
label.
you said.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you
Mm.
said it, I didn't look at the
Mm.
label. I'm not gonna-
Mm.
but my
I just
sister's
started.
been my photographer
Yeah.
today. But
2014, I put on my label vineyard stewards.
Mhm.
With respect to the vineyards, you can read in the
Mhm.
back of the label. So when we started with iBoy, I convinced the
Mhm.
board to change all to start all the marketing and all that stuff at our conversations to call them vineyard stewards. So they all agree, they all voted like, okay, let's just do it. So they kind of, I mean, it's a word that I didn't invent it. It's a word that exists. It's just, but nobody refers to vineyard workers as a vineyard stewards, right?
yeah,
If you call a winemaker enologist, right? You don't call them the wine workers, right? So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
To give them wine, not
and the people that know the land, you don't call them like land knowledge. You call like the viticulturists, because they know the
exactly.
land, they know the vines,
Yes,
they know.
right. So you give them that respect, that recognition, right, of the work that they do. So anyway, so we just to fast forward this, we I talked to this lady. She loved the idea. She's like, I'm gonna put it in the program. Let's just develop that program. So we developed a program with her, um, just dedicated to vineyard stewards, to learn vineyard work, vineyard winemaking, and business tasting room, like tastings, wine appreciation, uh, like uh, pairings, you know, all that stuff. And we have 85 graduates now from that program since we started.
Great.
We started that nonprofit in 2000 as a nonprofit. We started the idea in 18. The nonprofit came in 2020, like the like established nonprofit. And since 2020, we started. No, sorry, 2019, and then the program started in 2020. And since then, we still partnership with Temecula, Linfield. Yeah, they're so cute, right?
Yes.
Somebody the other day came and was like, "What are their names?" And like, "Why you don't call them Salt and Pepper?" I'm like, "No, I like Lulu and Lava," but
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
but
Lulu and
it was
Lava.
kind of cute, like Salt and Pepper. But yeah, that's how we started, Jessica, and we've been helping people. Like, what I noticed, like the first day when they go to school, the cohort, you know, that they go, it's a 17 weeks program at Temecula or Linfield, and then they go to different wineries, different tasting rooms to enjoy, so they feel comfortable. uh, it's bilingual program because some
So
they have the
they go
barrier.
down to Temecula or Linfield to
No,
say?
oh yeah, Temecula. It's is that the
Yeah.
that's where
You know, we
they
have
take the classes.
Oak Mountain Winery Johnny Leon. He's he actually purchased it, so it's now Latino-owned winery. And then there's one other one out just outside. It's in the Temecula Valley, but there's another Latino-owned winery.
No, this is Temecula. So
Oh,
Temecula.
I was thinking Temecula.
No, Temecula. It's like the wine study college.
Got it. Look
But it's
at
Temecula. Cheme. It's like it's from the natives.
I was about to say it sounds like a native,
Yeah.
like
Because there's Temecula Valley, but that's all the wineries.
No,
Yeah.
Temecula. Yeah, Temecula. Yeah. So then, so we partner with them, and then they go everywhere. They go to restaurants, and they learn a lot. And the first class, when they join the program, they apply for the program. We pay them when they go to study as a stipend. We pay them for the hour because, as I mentioned, they're working. They need the money. So if we don't pay them, they're not gonna go to school.
Yeah.
So they take every Wednesday for 17 weeks, starting in January, goes all the way to April. Every Wednesday from 8:30 to 2:30, and then we pay them like if they're going to work. So that's a stipend, $20 an hour, and that's the only way. And then bilingual. That's the way we started. But they go to the first class, and they're like kind of like these. Some of them they never been in a class before. They never been in a college in a room like classroom, right? So it's very intimidating for them. So they go and then they feel kind of like, oh, what I'm doing here, like this is okay. So they kind of hiding. They don't ask any questions. That's the first class. Second class, they're a little bit more like this because they know the students. They're like them. They're all like Vineyard stewards. They speak Spanish, and then by the third class, they're like already like talking, and their posture changes, and they're already asking questions and very curious. By the end of the graduation, you know um, we welcome them with a glass of wine, and they're like, oh, what is this? Oh yeah, this is, oh, it tastes like this and that, and like, oh yeah, it's so good. And then like, and they send the glass, like, I want more. So it's like completely different. Like,
That's so
from
awesome.
no tasting maybe some of them wine, or no wanting, or they don't know about wine.
Yeah.
Like they're like swirling the glass, perfectly swirling. Because some people are like, I don't know how to do it. So they're swirling the glass, they're smelling it first, they're looking at the color, and then they taste it. And that's the way you have to do it, because they learn that in class. What you have to do, to kind of taste the wine. So, and then they know the whys, and then there's continued education after that. They know about pruning and about pests and about soils and about different vineyards, different regions, different AVAs. Is I mean, I want to take that class. I just can't because I'm not, but it's just amazing. Yeah. So it's been a wonderful experience, and yeah.
So you guys have a wine club.
Yeah.
If people wanted to join the wine club, first of all,
Yeah.
they need to come out here and taste the wine.
But they can join online.
Yeah, you can join
Like,
online.
let's say you tell somebody, you take a bottle, you taste this bottle with somebody right?
And they're
like, oh my God, this is so good. I want to buy 6 bottles of rosé. You can buy them online. You can join the club. So the club includes 12 bottles a year. Everything's from here, right? 12 bottles a year. You can select 6 bottles in the spring, 6 bottles in the fall. You can customize the shipment. So let's say, Sophia, I just like your sparkling and your Chardonnay and your rosé. So we can just do all whites. Or I just want cuvee. I love the cuvee. I just want 12 bottles of cuvee a year. So you can customize. I send you my selection. And then if you like the selection, you keep it. There's no changes. But if you want to customize it, you want to do something specific. And I put notes about like, Jessica likes only whites, and Molly likes only like sparkling. Like I know what to do, and then you can just
except mine would be
that.
Jessica likes everything.
Yes.
As long as it doesn't have too much grapefruit.
Right. Yes. And tequila, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's so you don't pay anything to become a member. You just pay for the wines that you're buying, and you get 10% off. And the membership goes for 2 years, like minimum, and then you can continue with us, or you can just quit after 2 years. And minimum is 12 bottles, but you can always buy more. Yeah, but it's 12 bottles.
Oh, shucks, you can buy more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because 12 bottles, it might be too much. Maybe you drink once a month,
Yeah.
right?
That's not the case for anybody sitting down here.
I'm just saying. I don't want to encourage you to drink every day, but but if you are,
But
I'm
you know,
not
it's so
judging.
funny because people probably, I know people think that I drink wine every single day. I mean, my podcast is called The Wine and Chisme, for heaven's sake,
yeah.
right? But I really don't. Like, obviously drink when I'm recording, right, for the podcast, and when I'm with the vintners and everything I do. And sometimes I do drink out, when we're out for date night or whatever, but like on the day to day, I love water. I drink so much water and
That's
I get
good.
full
It's
off
good for
that.
you.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have a glass of wine tonight.
Yeah.
But most of the time I really don't.
Because you said about like the wine regions in Mexico.
Mhm.
So there's the very first wine established or grapes established in Americas. Like
Yeah, is in Mexico, right?
is in Coahuila Parras.
Mm.
It's Madero. I will recommend you to buy a bottle of that just so you know. Like you
Yeah.
can have it like this is Madero, like it's still there.
Wow.
It's a Casa Madero.
I've heard of Casa Madero.
And they have restaurants in Mexico that is a steakhouse. Casa Madero, that's the name. Casa Madero, they sell their wines, of course. It's really good. It's from Coahuila Para, so it's the border too, right? On the
So
east.
have you ever heard of Rivero Gonzalez?
No.
So Rivero Gonzalez, they have, I guess, a pretty big winery in Mexico también.
Mm.
And the daughter.
We should go to Mexico together.
Let's go.
Yes, yeah.
That would be
Have
awesome.
you been in Valle de Guadalupe?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so,
if
but
you want to
Querétaro,
go,
but let's go.
no, I've never been.
I'm Querétaro. I will take you, but it's I'd say in Valle de Guadalupe. I'm going next year, and I'm getting like a group of people that they would like to go. But if you want to go to another region, don't go to the same one. Just because people are asking me. But anyway, Coahuila Parras was established in the 1500s.
Wow.
So it's even older than lots of regions. So
Yeah.
it's the very first. So people they say Mexico is like getting like the boom of the wines. They're like,
No, it's been there.
It's been there forever.
It's just been very undercut. So Rivero Gonzalez, they're a big winery out of Mexico también. And
¿En qué
the
parte de
daughter,
México? ¿En qué parte
I know
sabes?
it's a border. I cannot remember the exact. Like always have to look it up because
Okay.
the daughter Maria,
Mhm.
she actually purchased. Remember, those pastries called entenmann's. So there's a pastry called entenmann's, right? Most see, they had a
I'm
property.
gonna look because
They had a property.
How did I
in
don't know that?
Long Island, New York. Right? They have the
Okay.
North Fork and the South Fork. In the
Yeah.
North Fork of Long Island, Entenmann's tiene un property out there, and they had a winery called Clara Mary or something like that. Well, anyways, Maria bought the property from the Entenmann's
Okay.
family. And so she actually started her own. So now it's RGNY. So Rivero Gonzalez.
Show
New
me
York.
on internet. I cannot find it now.
And it's out of Parras.
Coahuila.
Yeah.
Yes, Coahuila Parras. Yeah.
So
I'll show you.
the daughter, she's the one who bought that property in New York. And now she has a winery out of New York. And, oh, wait, do you know Leo Mora?
I know who he is.
He's now the head winemaker at RGNY in New York.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I actually sat down with him because I was in New York in like the end of September, beginning of October. And Maria wasn't there, but because he left because he's from Oregon. So, and he was like ready to move. He was on his way to Oaxaca to move. He had taken his family.
Casa Madero.
Yes. So he was on his way. His car it's like a series of mishaps. That was like, it's not time to go to Mexico yet. It was like legit. I'm going to send you the interview I did with him.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
Because it's like a series of mishaps because him and his family are on their way to move to Oaxaca, Mexico.
Mhm.
And everything goes wrong. Then he gets a call saying RGNY needs a new winemaker.
Oh, wow.
And he ends up going from Oregon. He's all the way in Texas.
But what wine is making in New York? Like,
oh my gosh, they have some really great wines. We did. I'll send you both. I'll send you both links because I have an audio
from the
and video.
Linger. How to call this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like so it was so interesting to hear his story of he's literally in Texas on his way to Oaxaca.
It's
He ends up
fingerlings, right?
he ends
Yeah.
up turning around and gets a job in New York and is now in the North Fork of Long Island,
Nice.
the head viticulturist for RGNY. And and Maria is so freaking sweet and awesome, and to know that there's a Latina owned and a LGBTQ, because
Oh.
she's married to a woman, and
Yeah.
sweetest woman. Maria is so nice. She did a virtual wine tasting with us during the pandemic,
Okay.
and she's so just open about like wanting to share her wine, just like all of you guys are. But it just reminded me, because I was like, oh, Leo's from Oregon, duh.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, he said that was hard because it's obviously totally different weather.
Right.
They have to pay attention to the snow. They have
Yeah.
to pay attention to all
Yeah.
of these different things that he didn't have to think about here.
Yeah.
But I'm sure.
And what's the winery he works for?
RGNY.
RGNY.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's so she
Just send me
started
the
her own
interview.
thing.
That
Yeah,
would
I'll
be
send
great.
it to you.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
see
really
it.
good. It's a really. I
Yeah.
mean, every interview I do with any of you guys is good, because
Mm.
all of you have such amazing stories.
Yeah.
Everybody has a
Well,
like,
that's
even
good
if
that
there's
you want to
similarity.
keep your roots and where your
Yeah.
family came from. Where?
My grandpa came from Jalisco.
Jalisco,
Yeah.
the tequila town.
Yeah, that's why we like tequila so much.
Yes.
It's in our blood.
Like, have you
And-
tasted the tortas ahogadas?
No.
Oh my God, tortas ahogadas con tequila,
Oh,
the best.
You're just making us hungry.
I
and
know you're gonna go to
hungrier.
Miriam's.
So, mi gente, to sum it up,
Okay.
we've had an amazing. No, so Sophia, thank you so much for welcoming us, and
Yeah.
for like.
Do
I
you want
know
to
it
take
was
any
last
wine, any
minute.
bottles since you're
We-
here? Or you
yeah,
don't wanna,
we'll definitely.
What would you like to take?
uh,
And I'll give you the discounts, of course. Tastings are waived, of course. No paying.
So
And
go to CramoisiVineyards.com.
Cramoisi Vineyard, yeah.
CramoisiVineyard.com. We'll have all of the
Yeah.
links and everything in the
Yes,
show notes.
Cramoisi_Vineyard as the Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure, if you do come out here, to let her know that you found them through the Wine and Chisme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
You follow me. So you know what we're doing, and tell your sister to come here.
I will. She likes wine too. The sisters like wine. Our parents, then they could take it or leave it.
But if they want to come and just to give, I can give them a tour just to learn. It's fine.
it's so nice. This is so pretty out here.
It's beautiful out here.
It's so
Hola mi gente, thank you for listening to this episode of the Wine and Chisme podcast. If you would like to hear more wine and more chisme, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Saludos!